Hello everybody, Assassionator here with another episode of Xbox Catchup, where I get you caught up on all the latest Xbox news from this past week. So we got a lot of stories this week and I want to get this thing wrapped up as soon as possible, so this is as short a video as possible. So let's get right into it, and we're going to start off with the headline. So last week I talked about how Jeff Grubb mentioned that EA was developing a Black Panther game. Well, Grubb just keeps on giving. On a recent episode of Game Mess Morning, Jeff mentioned that a second Marvel single-player game is in development at EA. After that, Tom Henderson, which is also an insider, tweeted that he has heard a few rumors that is an Iron Man game, but he hasn't received any concrete proof. Now, I'd love a good Iron Man game. I just hope it's not like an Anthem 2.0. I guess what EA said in their financial call was true, and I'll kind of refer back to this story a little later in this video mentioning that. But as far as this game goes, I look forward to hearing more about it in the future. Obviously, we're years away probably till we even hear about this game in more details and actually announced by EA. Now, what do you think of this rumor? Are you happy it might be an Iron Man game, or is there a different Marvel game that you'd rather they make? Let me know in the comments. Now we're moving on to news. So Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC released, and over 1 million players have played it in under 2 weeks. And that is paid DLC. Nobody gets that for free. So you either have to buy the deluxe edition or buy the expansion separately. So 1 million players in under 2 weeks. I would say that Forza Horizon 5 has a lot of active users. And last I checked, it's 22+ million people have played that game. And I know it's on Game Pass, but that's still a lot of people to play a single game. So with those stats, that is making Forza Horizon 5 the king of arcade racers in my opinion. And it's well deserved. Next, it is reported that Xbox cloud gaming hours have increased by over 1,800% since last year. And I'm sure one of the biggest contributing factors is that anyone can play Fortnite for free through Xbox cloud gaming. So it looks like another W for Xbox. And with the tease earlier in the year that more free-to-play games are going to be added into Xbox cloud gaming service, I think that we're going to see a lot more growth. Now, I personally buy consoles for all the rooms in my house that I'm going to be playing Xbox on, so I don't really use cloud gaming for anything right now other than to check Halo Infinite's item shop when they used to have the daily updates, and now just Tuesdays when they have the weekly updates. But that is mostly because at work is the only time I'm without my Xbox and I have crappy signal there. And I can't stand the lag that it causes. But if Fall Guys is added, then I might be playing some more Xbox cloud gaming during my lunches, and I'm sure it's going to be added, it's just a matter of when. Now, EA had their financial call this week. One of the key things that stood out to me was that they stated that single player games are a really important part of their overall portfolio. So maybe after Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, they had seen that single player games can sell when they're made well and without microtransactions. So maybe that is why they might be working on the rumored Black Panther game, and also the game that I had talked about this week that they just announced, another Marvel IP, which is rumored to be Iron Man. Either way, I'm hoping that EA continues with making some of these big budget AAA single player games, because that's what I like to see. I like to play really good games. I mean, they had Anthem, which I was really excited for before it released, and then closer to release, I kind of heard all the bad stuff about it, and I never even touched that game. I own a copy of it, but I think I paid $1 for it maybe a year ago. But on a separate note, EA has confirmed that a new Need for Speed racing game is releasing later this year, so I'd expect that trailer sometime very soon. And the last bit of news is about Scorn. Scorn is an eerie looking horror game. To some, it might look a little weird, and I would have to agree with that. But the weird part is why I am actually going to probably play it when it releases into Game Pass on October 21st of this year. Well, the game's length came out, and it's going to be about 6 to 8 hours according to Ebb Software, which is the developers of Scorn. Now, that does seem a bit short, but I kind of like that. I don't have very many hours to play games, and this just makes it where I complete this game in a weekend and move on. I mean, I'd have to admit that if it wasn't in Game Pass as part of my subscription and I have to actually spend cash on it, I might think differently, but it's in Game Pass, so that's how I'm looking at it. And that is why I love Game Pass. I'm playing plenty of games I wouldn't regularly play. So let me know, is Scorn a game you are excited for? And if so, why? Moving on to the Xbox updates. Right now, Xbox is testing the long-awaited and requested Game Pass family plan in Ireland and Colombia. the details of the plan are as follows. It will be about $24.99 a month, and this is based on converting other countries' currency that are actually testing this plan to US dollars. Up to 5 accounts can be linked, so you plus 4 others. All accounts do have to be in the same country. If you already have Game Pass Ultimate, it will convert your remaining time, so each month will convert to 18 days of the family plan. So it's not a one-to-one where if you have 1 month already, it's going to give you 1 month of the family plan. If these details stay the same for the US release, I'll be saving a lot of money. I mean, it'll basically be like $5 per person. Game Pass was already the best value in gaming, but the value will be even better now. Now this week, Idle Sloth on Twitter tweeted out a clip of the industry analyst Michael Pachter stating that Game Pass could grow to over 100 million subs if the Activision Blizzard acquisition goes through. Now I'm not going to get into what I think about it going through because that's just wasting my time right there. But I think the acquisition plus lowering the cost of entry into Game Pass for families will help. I mean, I have 3 people who already have Game Pass Ultimate, which is my son, my brother, and myself. With this family plan, we will be playing less by splitting $24.99 3 ways. But on top of that, we can also add my brother's son and my wife and still not pay anything more. And that will be 2 new subscribers once this plan rolls out. So this plus Xbox 2023 lineup, I'm expecting to see some big jumps in subscriptions of Game Pass Ultimate. Now speaking of Game Pass Ultimate, we'll move on to the Game Pass game announcements. So the games coming to Game Pass, which are going to be 4 of them. Now I'm only talking about the ones that come to Xbox, not the ones that come to PC Game Pass. I focus more on Xbox because that's what I play my games on. So the games that have been added are Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is one of the better Ghost Recon games. I mean, to me, they're kind of there in the middle. It's nothing great, it's not as good as Battlefield, I guess the older Battlefields, or Call of Duty, but it's still a game worth checking out. I mean, it does have a full campaign co-op and the PvP multiplayer. It is a AAA Ubisoft title that I feel that you should give a try, especially if you like those modern army FPS shooters. Then we have Turbo Golf Racing. It is only going to be available for the Xbox Series S and X, so those of you playing on Xbox One will not be able to play this through Game Pass. I'm not sure if it releases outside of Game Pass to those, and I'd have to say no, but at the same time, I don't see why it's only available for Xbox Series S and X. But hey, that might be something that we need to contact the publishers for. It is basically a game that is heavily inspired by Rocket League, but instead of trying to get a soccer ball into the goals, your goal will be trying to get your ball into the hole first. You'll be able to pick up cores along the way, giving you abilities that can throw off your opponents, like homing rockets and ground pound, just to name a couple. There are plenty of cosmetics, so you can make your rocket powered vehicle your own. A game that if you're into Rocket League, you should definitely give this a try. A lot of people did play it during its beta time. I didn't get around to that, but I will be playing it this weekend. Then on August 9th, next week, we will be getting 2 Point Campus. It is a day 1 drop right into Game Pass. So another great thing about Game Pass are those day 1 drops. It is a management simulator where you build your own university. You get to choose the classes that are taught. I've even seen one that looks like a Harry Potter style class that lets you teach wizardry. Overall, looks like a fun game that I'll be checking out next week. Then the last game to release into Game Pass this first half of August is Cooking Simulator, which arrives on August 11th. With this game, you'll be learning the full process of cooking. There is a career mode where you start off flipping burgers at Mickey D's on your way to becoming a master chef. I'm just kidding about Mickey D's, but you do start off flipping burgers like most people straight out of high school. Along the way, you will unlock skills and grow your reputation. It sounds like a solid game that a lot of people who hate cooking will probably end up playing. I heard that's kind of what happened with Power Wash Simulator. A lot of people spent many hours cleaning up in the game, but didn't spend a minute cleaning up their house. Overall, I feel this game lineup for the first half of the month is good. But with the additions come some subtractions. So the games that are leaving Game Pass are as follows: Curse of the Dead Gods, Liberty of Runa, Boyfriend Dungeon, and Train Simulator World 2. Now these will all be leaving on August 15th, but none of them look like heavy hitters to me, but maybe there is a hidden gem. Let me know in the comments below, did I sleep on a good game that's going to be leaving Game Pass? Now we got game updates, and the only game update that I have to talk about this week is for Sea of Thieves, which is Season 7 released this week. All about captaincy. You can buy and name your own ships, new progression system, quality of life things like selling your loot to the sovereign team located at each of the outposts, and much more. If you're into Sea of Thieves and would like me to do more coverage of Sea of Thieves things, then let me know in the comments. I enjoy playing that game. I get down that game, I want to say at least 4 or 5 times a month. I mean, I don't put a lot of time in, but I would say probably 3 hours at a time. But with this new update, I'm going to be dropping in more hours. And for any of you interested and you are a Sea of Thieves player, right now there are some Twitch drops for Sea of Thieves, which are the Rising Moonstar Battle Hat, Crew Jacket, and Trousers. All you have to do is link your accounts and watch an hour of a Sea of Thieves Twitch partner streaming the game live to unlock one piece at a time. But don't forget to claim each piece so that the view time can start counting towards the next piece. Now there's not a whole lot of time from when this video drops to actually get them. You have until August 8th at 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is very early on Monday morning. So if you don't do it on Sunday, you're not going to do it. But basically, if you start working on it now, there's partner Twitch streamers streaming Sea of Thieves, so you should have no problems getting this, and I'll go ahead and link a couple of them in the description of this video. Now as far as delays, I do have some good news. No announced delays for this week. Now of course, the last but not least section, it's kind of the fun section here, is rumors and leaks. So we received some rumored info on the next Tomb Raider game, which is codenamed Project Jawbreaker. It has a grounded tone with fantasy elements, which to me kind of sounds like how they did Shadows of the Tomb Raider. And for those of you who don't know, that's basically part 3 of that trilogy. So according to this rumor, in this game, Laura is an experienced Tomb Raider, which to me sounds like it's a continuation of the trilogy, which is a good thing because I did enjoy the last 3 games. And she'll be working with a group of raiders that look up to her. So probably younger raiders, but if that is the case, then they will probably be taken hostage. At least one of them, if not all of them, will be taken hostage, and one of your goals is going to be to save them. I mean, that's kind of how they do these type of things. We'll see if I'm right in the end. I mean, we'll see if these rumors are even correct. But overall, sounds like another day one buy for me when it releases years from now. The next rumor is about the Elite Series 3 controller. It has been rumored for a while now that the Elite Series 3 controller is coming, and we all kind of knew eventually it would come. I mean, a lot of us had probably been hoping it'd come sooner, but it's looking like it might be coming in 2023 or maybe sooner. This week, Insider XDS reported that Series 3 will be coming in 2023, and it will be tied to a game releasing in 2023. So as far as a themed Elite controller for a 2023 Xbox first party game releasing, I'd have to go with no on Forza Motorsports, just because, you know, it doesn't really require any extra buttons. So I feel he's referring to either Redfall or Starfield, since those are basically, you know, controller type games. But I feel overall Redfall would probably be the one that benefits from having the Elite controller's extra buttons. So I'm going to say it here. We're going to see if I'm right next year. I'm going to predict that there will be a Redfall themed Elite Series 3 controller. But then industry insider Jez Gordon commented to Idle Sloth's tweet saying that we might see a new Elite controller before then. Now when Jez says something, he usually has actual knowledge backing it. So we might actually see a standard black Elite Series 3 this holiday, and I'm thinking my Elite Series 2 can survive until then. Now the last rumor that I'll be covering this week is for Dead Island 2, which is rumored to release in March of next year. And if this is true, we should be seeing a re-revealed trailer later this year. Now this game kind of went bye-bye, non-existent. It's kind of like Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's one of those you all of a sudden kind of hear a little bit of rumors here and there every once in a while, but those games have been in development for so long. I mean, Dead Island 2 was first revealed to be in development in 2014, so we might be getting this game 9 years later. Now the crazy thing about this rumor is that it says that it's going to be an Xbox One and PS4 game. Does that mean that 2 years into Gen 9 we're still getting a 8th gen game with no mention of a Gen 9 upgrade to take advantage of that extra power? To me, it isn't looking good, but we'll need to see if this is a good game or will it be released as a buggy mess. So that's it for this week. Don't forget to hit that like button. Let's try to pass the amount of likes that I got from last week's video. Have a great rest of your weekend, and until next time, Assassinator's out.